All right, let's go ahead and roll this thing going. My name is Chris Gramlich. With me today is Dustin Kane. We
Mhm.
are both Amazon sellers and account executives for Sollozzo. Sollozzo's in our backyard, not literally, but in our state, in our city. And so we work with Sollozzo. We help sellers daily with automating their Amazon accounts, looking at their products, giving them tips, kind of just like little consultants, I would say.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you agree with that? Agree with that?
Absolutely. Yes, I would. I would agree.
But today we're going to go over some browser tools that Dustin and I have used in the past or are currently using.
Mhm.
And what these are just little Chrome extensions that you can add to your browser. You can use these when doing like product research, keyword research, even like review, stats, a lot of cool stuff. Some of these are free, some of these are paid, but we'll go over most of these. I think I like a top 10 list, and then we'll go from there and take some Q&A maybe at the end.
Absolutely.
Um, Let me go through this first couple slides here, Dustin, and then you just jump in whatever you feel,
Mhm.
and we'll go through it. So I'll let you handle this one. Tell us what you would consider what Sollozzo is. What do we do for sellers?
All right. So there's many facets to your Amazon business. As you know, we're both sellers, like you mentioned before, and we're going to go over a lot of these nice browser extensions that help in little parts of the full business. But here at Sellozo, we're a platform that helps automate and optimize advertising for Amazon sellers. We also have a suite of really great reporting tools. We can report not only your full account level metrics, but also down to the product level as well. We report a lot of things that you don't see inside your Seller Central account, like your total ACoS metrics, which we talk a lot about with our clients. And we also have a repricer for those who are in wholesale or resale on Amazon. So we are a very full suite of products for Amazon sellers, focusing on that automation and optimization. So if you guys on this call are interested in learning more or discussing your business with either Chris or I, we'd love to get on a call with you. You can just go to our website and book a call with either Chris or myself to see if ad automation is something that would really benefit your business.
One thing I want to point out is you and I have both been on webinars before, and it's like real sales pitchy and real pushy stuff. That's not what this is all about. A lot of people get scared to take a call or like call or book a call with people.
Mhm.
A lot of what we do is just like guiding you in the right direction. If you're a good fit for Sollozzo, we're going to tell you that. We're going to try to get you on a trial and try to show you how this tool works. If you're not a good fit and you don't have a product yet, or you don't have a listing yet, or you're just beginning, we're going to guide you in that direction too. So it's consider this like a free consulting call, I would say, right? Like it's not
Absolutely.
just some big sales pitch and we're going to try to nail you down or anything. It's totally just talking Amazon,
Yep.
learning what your struggles are, and if it's a good fit for you, great. If not, maybe in the future. So just
Mhm.
be aware.
Absolutely. And that's sort of what we're doing today. We're going to touch on a few things that Sollozzo does, but we're bringing up a lot of extensions, Chrome extensions that we use personally in our Amazon business. Has nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do with Sollozzo. And like I said, there's many facets to being an Amazon seller. Sollozzo hits a major one. Yeah, I mean, what both of us, we've run ads for a long time on Amazon, you and I, and you know, automating it is absolutely what you should be doing. You can do it manually, but if you're wanting to grow your business, what Sollozzo offers is critical to growing your business. And so, we both believe in that. But like you said, yeah, we are here to help you, not just push Sollozzo.
For sure.
Mhm.
So let's get into these browser tools. If you guys can
Absolutely.
see my screen, Dustin, how's things look on your end?
I can see you. It's coming through
Awesome. So
perfect.
up in the top right corner, I have a bunch of extensions that I've got downloaded on my browser here. Some of these we're going to dig into. We're actually going to dig into most of these. Some of these we have a little bit more knowledge than most of them, but we're going to dive in, answer questions about them, show them how we use them, and then we'll go from there. So again, these are tools or extensions that you add to your Chrome browser, and then when you visit a site like Amazon, these things become active and you can press these little buttons up here and they're going to give you a bunch of stats, whatever that tool does. It'll give you a bunch of stats, whether it be search volume, revenues, estimated sales, review counts. All that stuff's going to be within that extension, and then you can make decisions on whether or not this is a good product to go after, a good niche to go after, what other keywords I need to focus on. So we'll dive into more of these here closely. So again, these are browser tools that are added to your extension. They integrate with Chrome, and they're made by third parties. So some of the data, I've seen this in my personal experience. I'm sure you have too. Some of the data can be a little bit different. Like, maybe what Helium 10 gives as estimated search volume is going to be a little bit different than what Unicorn Smasher or Jungle Scout does. So it's good to have maybe all three and just kind of figure out which one is going to be a little bit more accurate. But we'll get into more of what these things do. Anything you want to add there?
No, I mean, I just think it's important to share that, why would you want to use these? It's because they make everything so much easier. You and I have been sellers for quite some time, and a lot of these are newer, or they've come on in the last couple of years. And a lot of this stuff we used to try to figure out manually. We had to try to do a lot of product research without these tools, and it can be done, but it's a lot harder. So these are great time savers. You just have to be aware, like you were talking about, comparing different ones just to see if the data is legitimate is a good venture every once in a while. But the ones we're going to show you, they're really good at what they do.
Very good. And just to kind of touch base again, you could find these extensions, whether on Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft. These are just extensions you can add to your browser. They do have reviews. So if you want to read the reviews on them before you download them, that's probably a good idea. And they do have little like video clips you can watch and see what it really does. That'd be another advantage, like to make sure it's a tool you want to add. But again, the ones that we're going to go over, these are going to be ones that we've used in the past or recommend using in your business.
Yeah, and some of these are paid. Some of these you do have to pay for. Some have like a freemium plan where you can come on for free for a while and then upgrade. But we'll touch on those as well.
Okay, so just a quick overview. Keyword research is going to be the topic of today. Product research, pricing research, quality research, product reviews, productivity. These are going to kind of hit on all of these inside here on these extensions. Let's get into one of these. This is my favorite one. I don't know. I use this one all the time. AMZ Suggestion Expander. So I'm going to go. You can see the Amazon. I'm on Amazon's website here, and all these things just turned on. Like they're all lit up, so they're ready to roll. So, but when I type in a keyword in here, I'm not just going to get, maybe I can turn this off so you can see it. I'll just leave it on. But I'm not just going to get what Amazon's going to suggest that I look for. It's going to give me a whole bunch of keywords that I can look for. So you can start to see keywords before that little red box there. They'll start to show up. This is the extension working. Bar Carler. And now I get all these long tail keywords. So on the left-hand side, this is what Amazon just shows you by default. All this over here on the right, this is all this Amazon Suggestion Expander will show you. So it's going to show you a bunch of keywords that are relative, or search terms that are relative to the product. And this is a good way to like find different niches or find products that you may have not even thought of. So if I'm, again, looking for a bark collar, there's a lot here. Maybe with citronella spray, or with the remote and automatic mode, or bark collar and fence. Like these are all terms that people are typing into Amazon, and these can be product ideas that you can then take and dive in deeper and see if this is something that maybe you want to source, and you can own this niche because you can see the volume here is looking good. What do you think?
Oh yeah, this is a great tool. And there's so many ways you can use this. Number one, this is a great keyword research tool. So if you have your product and now you're building your listing or launching campaigns or anything that you're gonna try to find keywords for, this is a great way to find longer tail keywords, or like that one where it was showing, I would never have put a bark collar with citronella, and that would have never entered my head.
Right.
But obviously that is a search. So yeah, if you're looking maybe to bundle products or anything else. There's these opportunities that come up with this tool. Just very, very valuable. You know, I try to make sure that most of these keywords get into my listing somehow, whether it's in the title or the description or the bullet points. But this is extremely valuable.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. And when I do demos with people or I'm talking to sellers, like, what is this search bar thing you got going on here? I'm like, you got to get this extension because it'll show you other keywords and phrases to go after and just give you more idea. Like something that Louis Vuitton iPhone case, like that's something in there that's pretty high up. For running, like they just give you a bunch of ideas. You can get lost in this.
Oh yeah, and you brought up something funny because you and I are on calls all the time with Amazon sellers, and I don't even know what Amazon normally looks like anymore. I've got so many extensions. Like every time they just, hey, what is this? What is going on? You know, how is this reviewing my listing like this? You know, which we'll touch on that extension here in a second. But it is funny. I don't even know what the standard Amazon layout looks like anymore because of all my extensions.
So this would be one I would definitely recommend doing. It's good for finding long tail keywords, and maybe you already have a product. Go take your search phrase and go type it into Amazon after you download this extension, and you may find terms that you didn't even think of. You can add those to your ad campaigns or something, like, or add them to the back end of your listing so that you index for your product. But you're going to see a lot of different keywords in search phrases that are going to show up just by adding this extension. I love it. I probably will never get rid of it. So it's great for me. Anything you want to add on that one, Dustin? I know you and I both love this one.
Yeah, no, I think we've touched on the main points for that one. Do you have any idea how that extension is ranking those keywords? Is that from most popular on down, or I'm sure we can look at that.
Good question. I don't. I just get so amazed by all the terms that are in there that I haven't even thought about how's it even pulling it in.
Right.
But I mean, it looks to be related.
Yeah.
And maybe that red section over here. So you're taking the word board games.
Yep.
And it's adding other keywords that are relevant, like kids, adult, toddler, family, classic, and then maybe after it's giving you what people are mostly searching for. And then like, so all this, like, this is all stuff you can just add to your listing, add to your ad campaigns. Yep. So your product shows up for stuff like this.
And yeah, I use this in conjunction with Helium 10's tool where I can find the search volume for these particular keywords. So, and there's other ways to use this as well. But yeah, fantastic tool. We both love it.
I can't get enough of it. I mean, I like when I do it with sellers, I'll type their keyword in and just to see what other products are going to be related to their product. And it's just fun to hear that there. What is that extension? What is going on? They get confused. All right, so we've hit on this one enough. You obviously can tell this is a good one to get. Again, it's called AMZ Suggestion Expander. You just add it to your browser, and it's going to be appear. And whenever you go to Amazon, it'll turn green, and this thing will start just showing up all the types of keywords inside your search bar. All right, let's hit the next one. So Jungle Scout, this has probably been around. This is probably one of the first tools that's ever been around as far as for Amazon research. I know it was around when we first started back in 2014. So this Jungle Scout is another leader in the industry. What this one will do is we'll stick with the bar collar theme here. What this one will do is, hopefully I got these things active. I don't. I don't.
That's okay. We can talk about it, what it does. We have a lot of extensions that do some similar functions, so it kind of gets overwhelming if you have them all turned on at the same time on the screen. But no, Jungle Scout is in the sort of the product research area. Yes. Now I currently don't use Jungle Scout that much anymore. I used it a ton early on when it first came out, because like Chris said, this was the only one in the space that did this. But what Jungle Scout allows you to do is just to get it plugs in so it can show you like search volume, review counts. It allows you to isolate niches where there's opportunities to source products where you can get a real good idea of how many competitors you'd have in that certain space. and whether and how many reviews they have, what their revenues are, is it a valuable niche to go after, and then you can walk your way all the way through the entire product research to product launch through this extension.
Let's see if I got it going. I just wanted to test another account of mine. Let's see if I can pull it in. Still spinning. What normally is there'll be a little pop-up that pops up. Yep, there we go.
Yep.
Let's see here what's going on. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of tabs, a lot of things happening here, but what we're doing, looks like it's not running, but here we go. All right, so this is all the estimated monthly sales, daily sales, revenues, reviews, review rating, rank. All this data is going to be in here for these products on the first page. Mm-hmm. And what this is going to tell you to do is, like, I think you have to pay to get this opportunity score. But just by looking at it, I could tell you this is a very competitive niche. But what you're looking here is you could track items. Mm-hmm. You could find the supplier who makes this item. So this will take you to Alibaba, and you can find the supplier for this product. But you could see the number of reviews in here. Lots of them, 12,000, 20,000, 6, 2, 6, 6, 8. Lots of reviews. But this will show you the depth of the niche. So as I scroll down, the guy that's maybe 30 is doing about 18 sales a day, 716 a month for around $20,000 in revenue. That ain't bad. But it's, again, competitive niche. He's lower price. And this is an electronic product. But you can use this to kind of get an idea of where you want to, if you want to source a product to gauge the demand of a product. Mm-hmm. If there's not a lot of sales, if like the daily sales really drop off after like the top 10 or top 5, let's say all the sales are in the top 10, top 5, and then after that it's barely any, like 2, 4, 6. That means those guys at the top are getting all the sales, and it's hard. The depth of this is going to be hard to get any kind of revenue for. Mm-hmm. You really need to be up at the top to obviously get those sales. So good tool. It is one of the first ones to the market, but again, you'll probably want to compare the stats with the other tools that we're going to go over as well.
Yep.
Jungle Scout. They got a lot more stuff, but just know that there's more you can do with them. But this is an extension you can add.
Yeah, I think it's good to point out that the next 3 that we go over, like Helium 10, Unicorn Smasher, Jungle Scout, we just talked about. There's others in the product research as well, but they actually have a lot of other services that are web-based, not just through the extension, but their extension is a piece of their full platform. And like you said, that's the free trial extension on Jungle Scout you were showing right there. But really, really good for product research. Going back to that BART collar and those numbers, I would not be looking to jump into that category based on those numbers that I saw.
I mean, this thing is super ultra competitive just by looking at, I don't know what's going on there. Here we go. Just review count, like you got 12,000, 20,000, 6, 2, 6.
It would take you forever to be competitive in that.
Yeah.
And it might be cost prohibitive, but it's a great research tool. All right, so let's move on to the next one where we have here.
SellerApp. So I'll be honest, I'm fairly new to this one. This is a newer tool. A lot of people use it, but I honestly haven't, just because we've been using tools like Jungle Scout, Helium 10, Amazon Suggestion Expander.
Right.
This one was kind of new to the game for us, but I know it's been around for a little bit.
Yes, and it's got some things in here. I know it's got a really nice user interface, the way that it looks. It is also in the product research section, so you're going to get, this could be another one that you could use to compare data. Might be good just to see if you're getting the sort of the same estimated sales and revenue numbers and the same review numbers, then we know that we're getting some accurate figures. It's a good way to double check. Do you have that extension pulled up?
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
So this one, it looks a little bit nicer. They're going to show you the rank, just kind of like what Jungle Scout did. You're going to be able to hover over these to see all the photos. Just want to see some curiosity here on sales. Orders a day. So they give you a range in revenues. Let's see. So orders a day is 214, 221 revenue, potential ideas. So, I mean, they give you kind of the same kind of deal, opportunity score.
Right.
I will tell you, inside their website, they have a lot more offerings. They have a really nice app as far as like tracking your revenues, review counts. They do manage service as well. So if you're somebody who has an Amazon account and you just have a side hustle and you want somebody to kind of manage this and let them do it all, they do have a managed service. So that might be interesting to look at. But this app, this extension looks very similar to Jungle Scout and some of the ones that we've seen out there before.
I do like that range when they have the range and the orders per day, because you can get, you know, so there could be some wide differences in that, and I like that. Let's
just do it just for the heck of it. So daily sales. This one says 546 for. Let's make sure this is the right ASIN. I know we got more to cover. I just want to make sure we.
Yeah, no, this is how you utilize tools like this.
Yeah. So this one's 12,590. Okay, so this one says 546 daily sales for that top seller, SellerApp. This is that same one, right? Yeah, same one. Very conservative, 214 to 221. So way less. They're predicting way less.
Yep.
Jungle Scout's saying there's 500 and some odd sales a day. This one's not even getting close to 300.
Just for fun, pull up Helium 10 real quick.
Yeah, let's do that one. So you got, let's remember this, 500 and some odd. This one's 200 and some odd. Helium 10.
So you can see there is a similar look to these. Is this the same?
Yeah. That's the one right here. So this one says 8,000.
That's the revenue. Oh no, that's sales in the month, for the month.
Oh, that's the month.
Yeah,
so 30.
Yeah.
This one says 267. So either Jungle Scout's really, really high as far as the daily sales go, or these other tools are being super conservative.
Yeah, well, you know, and that shows you why it's nice to compare this, because the way these tools are getting this data is they're scraping constantly.
Yeah.
And that's how they're establishing this data. So there is some, you know, it's not dead on accurate in terms of what they're doing, but this, when you compare them, you're going to get a good idea. So Jungle Scout with that daily, that could be accurate in terms of some days get that high. And, you know, but they're averaging, the other ones was averaging it, and then you have the monthly. So, and then we've got Unicorn Smasher as well, which you're pulling up here.
Let's see what this one does. I want to make sure I get the right. This one's a little bit trickier to read, kind of difficult. Estimated sales. Not that one, not that one, not that one. It's this one. So this one says 2,864
monthly sales.
A monthly, 2,864 divided by 30. This is 95 a day. So you can see, like, these are all over the kind of map here, but this is where, like, doing your due diligence and research and coming up with a good solution, you know, pick a tool and stick with it is what I would say.
Yep.
This is hard, obviously, to pinpoint. You got 4 different tools and they give you 4 different results. So I guess my point is, you know, maybe find one that you like, not just on the extension, but more that they offer, and stick with that, because you're going to confuse yourself.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Okay. See, we can get down a rabbit hole really fast.
Yeah.
All right. So SellerApp, newer to the game for us. I know it's been around longer. They do have more things inside their website that they can do, track keywords, product ranking,
Mm-hmm.
You can find products. They do PPC analysis. So that's another good tool. These do have free trial. This one has a 7-day free trial.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a 7-day free trial and compare it. But this is another good one. Anything you want to add there?
No. I think this one just has the cleanest look in terms of displaying the information. But let's continue on. We want to touch on the rest of the ones here.
Helium 10. We both use this one, candidly.
Yep.
Like this is something that we both like. They got a good extension that's clean. They got a lot of other offering in here.
Mm-hmm.
One I'll just mention is this ASIN grabber. Let's say I am selling a bark collar and I want to target these ASINs. I can hit this ASIN grabber and I can pull all the ASINs in a spreadsheet, and I can build a product targeting ad campaign to target all these ASINs. So nice tool to have. Product research. Again, we will go over this. I set these parameters up. So 9 out of the 10 products have over a revenue of over $10,000, but 2 of the top 10 have more than, or has under 1,000 reviews. So I have these parameters set up. You can do this in your settings. You scroll through. It keeps them nice and compact. They show you trend lines. They show you which one's running ads. So the things that have SP, those are sponsored product ads. So if you wanted to look at those and see how those are performing, you can check those out. Again, you can hover over it and see the product. I don't know. What do you think, Dustin? This one's pretty good.
Oh yeah. What I close out of that, and why don't you go to an individual listing real quick, and let's show some cool things from Helium 10 here. So we've got, so on this listing, when Helium 10's loaded, it's going to, is it on right now, your Helium 10?
Yeah, there's got so much stuff going on.
Okay, here we go. So you can see up here at the top where they're evaluating the listing. Let's show that one first, Chris. Go up to the top where the listing evaluation is. You can see this is part of the extension as well, where it's evaluating the listing. Use this all the time for my own listings, and I also use this when I'm doing product research to see the quality of my potential competitors. It's nice if you can jump into a niche where you can do things better. So if there's some competitors out there, potential competitors out there that have bad listing evaluation results, that's something that prompts me also to jump into that niche or that category. But in terms of your own listings, this is great. It tells you what you can do to improve your score. So that's a really good one. Now scroll down a little bit more, Chris, and let's look at the product data. So this comes up every time you're on a listing if you've got Helium 10 plugged in, and you're able to see just what their BSR is, if their price has changed any in the past, and just so you get a real good idea of whether a product is seasonal or how their trend is. Has this product been improving over time or declining? Just a lot of valuable information in here.
What I like to do is this profitability calculator. So this brings you up a calculator. It shows you all the FBA fees, shows you what your estimated freight would cost. So let's say you did want to source this, and you contacted a supplier and they gave you a quote for it. This is giving you an estimated cost of $5.20.
Right.
From what I've seen, this is lower than what you're actually going to be paying. So maybe it's closer to, let's just say $8. What you can then do is come down here, and this all changes. So you can see what your margin is going to be, what your net is going to be, what your return on ad spends or return on investment is going to be. So this can kind of give you an idea if this is something that you want to go after, or maybe stay away because maybe the cost is too high. Maybe it's $15, and you're making $3 a unit.
I'll tell you another really good thing about this is that dimensions section. Sometimes if you play around with that, you can see that your FBA costs can drop. So it gives you an idea of, hey, maybe I can compete here because, did you see that drop it down?
Yeah.
So it drops down your cost, and so maybe you can find a way to get your manufacturer to package this differently so it could change maybe if something that was large standard to small oversize.
Yeah, so it changed like 15 by 15 by 14.
I mean, exactly. So it's really just gives you a lot of data, helps you make decisions on which way you're going to go.
So what we're doing now is the type of stuff that we do with sellers daily. Like this is like an example of when we see a seller come to us, or when they come to us and somebody books a time with Dustin and I, and we go to their listing, these things pop up and we are evaluating their listing with them. And if they had a score of, 3, they only had 2 images and their sales weren't very good, we would have a totally different conversation with that person. We would tell that person, hey, you need to get more images. You need to get more reviews. You need to focus on getting better keywords in your title. So this is the type of stuff that we do daily. And I just like to point that out because we're not just trying to, get people to sign up for Sellozo is great, but we're also here to help you, so you can see this is good stuff here. You need to have a good listing. You need lifestyle photos. You need to have a comparison sheet like this. Show your reviews, have a good title, do good bullet points. Like this is all stuff that you have to have if you want to be competitive on Amazon. You can't just throw a product up anymore and hope it sells.
Right. Yeah. And we would love obviously for you to sign up for Sollozzo, but if you've got a listing that's not going to convert, we do not want to start advertising. We don't want you to start spending money on ads. We want to make sure that you're set up and ready to go so that when you do come on to Sollozzo and we do start aggressively optimizing your campaigns for you, everything else is going to be in place. So Chris is exactly right. We're here to help you out and make sure that you are all set up and ready to go to utilize our service.
Now, another thing Helium 10 does is it shows you all the stats right here above the image of the product. So I can scroll through here quickly and see how many sellers there are. If it's FBA, I can see the ASIN. I can see which category it's in. I can calculate the fees. And I can just come through here really quick and see, okay, there's good search volume, or their sales are good, or there's how many sellers. And you can just kind of figure all that out just by scrolling through. Kind of gives you all that information. So that's super helpful too. Now, I will tell you, these things do take, since I have all these things turned on, it is taking a while to load, but just you can pick and choose.
Yeah. And all these product research tools that we're talking about, the extension part is just a piece of their entire offering. And a lot of these extensions, they're able to quickly take stuff from the extension and put it into their application, like keyword research and other things, that ASIN grabber you were talking about, Chris. So these extensions are great, and a lot of their other offerings as part of their service are really good as well.
Cool. Let's move on.
Yep.
Unicorn Smasher.
Yep.
Unicorn Smasher. This one's been around a while too. I remember hearing this name right when I heard about Jungle Scout. I don't know why I didn't use Unicorn Smasher, but they had the similar type of setup here. So just like, again, we're going to stick you with the bar collar here. I can hit this Unicorn Smasher button, and it's analyzing the data as well. It's kind of give you a little bit more information on what's happening here. So let this load. But this does the same type of thing that we just went over with Jungle Scout and Helium 10 and SellerApp, where you can look at the data, see which one the revenues are. You can check the reviews. I do think this is a free tool, so you can get this for free. You can get this extension for free. So if you want to kind of pull back a little bit on the money, or you want to save some cash here, you can get this for free and do your research first. So that's nice. But this does similar things that we've already went over. Anything you want to touch on there?
Nope. I think we've covered that section pretty well.
And again, these all have reviews, all have videos on the extension, on the Google Chrome extension app page. So you can definitely check those out. There's tons of videos on YouTube about each one of these. So if you want to dive into more, if something does stick out that you like, definitely check out YouTube. They got a lot of stuff. AMZ Scout Pro. AMZ Scout Pro is down here at the bottom of my left screen. And when I click on this, let's see if this thing will pop up. This will tell me that it's a nice niche to be in. This is a niche score. And this gives you a bunch of, kind of takes over the whole screen really, but it gives you a bunch of the same data that we went through. Where's that one? 5,000. So see, this one is similar to Jungle Scout, where the other ones were, well, it's close, but the other ones were a little bit less. But this gives you the same type of data here. So you can come in through here, find keywords, look and see if there's something that you want to, target, or if this is a product you want to go after. So same type of setup here. I do only have 12 free runs left, and then they're going to make you pay for it. But other than that, they all have different layouts. So
yeah,
whatever you like.
One of the things I like about this tool is that saturation score at the very top. You can see right there. So you can see it's showing you just sort of how saturated that niche is. And that can be, a negative when you're looking at products. So you get lots of neat scores. Interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting. Gives you sales throughout the months.
Yeah, so you can see actually there's a decreasing trend in that niche, just in terms of overall.
Well, it looks like it's about
or is that is that bestseller rank?
This is sales.
Yeah.
Daily sales. It looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's, you're getting a lot of real similar data, but there's just each tool sort of lays it out differently, analyzes it a little differently. So yeah, you're going to want to just, find the one in the product research extension area that you're comfortable with, and go with it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Like, these are all great. They all do very good stuff. They're very knowledgeable, and these were not around when we were selling, when we first started selling. We were doing the 999 trick, going to add to cart, tracking things in Excel sheets. Like, it was way more tedious than it is now. So
just for people that are on here that haven't done for a while, tell them what that 999 trick.
The 999 trick is, like, you find a product that you like, and you add it to your cart, and you just type in 999 as the quantity you want to buy, and then Amazon will say, well, this seller only has 850 left. Yep. So then you're like, all right, they got 850 today. And then tomorrow you come back at the exact same time, you go to the same listing, and you do 999, and it'll say this seller's got 830 left.
Yeah.
You track that daily to see how many they're selling daily. Yep. And then that can kind of give you an idea of if you can come in there and sell it. Like, that was the worst. That was the worst.
I had lots of spreadsheets with the 999 trick from a while ago. Thankfully, when we're and really that's sort of what these tools are doing. That's how they're scraping the data.
Yeah, they're scraping it.
Doing stuff exactly like that. But yeah, now we just get to click a button and see all the stuff that took us a month to compile the data on.
And when you get good at this, like when you start to realize, okay, this is a good niche, like really you just hit a button. Let's just go back to Helium 10. Hit a button, you can hit product research.
Yep.
And this stuff loads you like, okay, this doesn't have enough sales, so I'm gonna get out of it. Like you'll be able to make decisions fast once you start to get the use of these things.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are fun. I'm both you and I spend a lot of time on these daily.
All right, what's the next one? The Camelizer. So this was one of the first ones that came out as well. This one in Keepa was another one.
Yep.
That was out there. What this one does is it will track the keywords and the charts. I need to be on a product page, but when I get on the product page here, it'll track the price of the item.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see how the price looks on this. I know this one gets used quite a bit for those doing wholesale.
Absolutely.
So people like this in wholesale because they'll show how many sellers there are. They can see the price and everything. But then again, if you stick with one of these, you can find all that information down here at the bottom.
Another really good use for that, buyers, just not even sellers on Amazon, use Camel all the time, because you can set an alert. Like, I want to be alerted when the price hits, whatever. And so you could actually be able to buy when you get those alerts, when the price is cheap. So Yeah, there's lots of good uses for this tool.
All right. Fakespot. I know
Yeah.
this is one you've used.
Oh yeah, I love this. This is another one that's used a lot by buyers. It actually was created for buyers just so they knew. Pull that up go to a product page and pull it up. Okay, so see at the top right there, it's analyzing all the reviews. So this plugin is determining whether or not it thinks there's a lot of review manipulation going on for this product. So this is getting a C. You know, I've used this a lot. You very rarely ever see an A. I mean, they're pretty stringent, I guess, in their algorithm and how it works. But anything that's a B or C, you're pretty good on. You know, and so as a seller, well, I should say as a buyer, this is great because you don't want to be buying a product that's got a whole bunch of fake reviews on it. I mean, the product is obviously not what the reviews are saying if it's fake. But as a seller, I use this in part of my product research phase to determine whether or not I think I'm going to be competing against honest sellers or people that are more in the black hat area where they're pulling out a lot of tricks. You definitely don't want to be competing with people that, you know, tomorrow could have 13,000 reviews on their product because they're all fake. And so that can be a red flag for me. But this is a really, really cool tool to use.
And what's been nice lately is Amazon is starting to, you know, watch that throttle on how many reviews you get. So if somebody comes in and this guy has, you know, 19,000 by the end of the week instead of 954, that's going to definitely throw up a red flag with Amazon, and I'm sure those will get taken down, or he might even get a letter or something.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of nice now that that's being watched.
Mm-hmm. It's just good to have that. It's kind of right there on your screen, so you get to eyeball it, just like you're talking about. You get used to just seeing stuff and making snap decisions. So I see something like that, and that's no real red flag to me. You know, whether I'm buying this or whatever, I think a C or a B or an A on these is good. You're getting a good quality product. There's no review manipulation, but great tool just to have on your extensions.
Good. This one. Next one's Sellerise. So for me and you, I think too, this is one of the newest tools we've used.
Yep. You introduced this to me.
This thing's fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
go ahead. You can explain.
Yeah. Recently, Amazon came out with this request a review button that is inside your orders. So if you ever go to your manage order section and you click on an order, you can now have the option to send that customer a request a review button or request a review email that is sent by Amazon. And when that customer gets it, all they have to do is just leave a star rating, and that counts as a rating for your product, which helps obviously give a validation and gets that star rating moved up. So if you're getting a couple hundred orders a day, you could see doing that manually is just super, super tedious, and going through each one and hitting request review, request review, request review. What this is an extension that is added to your browser. And then when you go to your manage orders section, you just have to press this button and it'll automatically do it all for all the orders on that page. So I do this like every 2 weeks on my account because I want to get all those hit. And I just hit it and I let the extension just go through and it request review, request review, request review, request review. Now, on the other thing, this thing is it has an app on your phone where you can download the app and you can track your sales by individual product. It'll show you revenues. So I like the app too. This has been a cool tool. I'm glad I found it because, you know, especially for the review request, this has been a lifesaver as far as, you know, getting those ratings to go up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was thrilled not only when you showed me this app, but also when we discovered that Amazon even now offered this feature of requesting the review through the orders page. This replaced a whole lot of things that I was doing. I had autoresponder, emails that were going out to try to generate reviews. And I've seen actually, I haven't tracked it. This is just sort of, it's not empirical evidence on this. It's just what I'm witnessing is I feel like I'm getting more reviews. It's a little bit up just because this email comes directly from Amazon, and because they don't have to necessarily leave the review, they can just leave a rating as well that goes into the stars. I've seen a big, not a big, but a significant increase in the amount of people who are responding to these emails. So this is great, an absolute great app to utilize.
I like it. It's been nice to have, and it just what is it? Every Sunday night, every other Sunday night, just pop it in there real quick and let it run and get all those request reviews. And this is another example of what we do with sellers on a call. Like, hey, how can I get reviews? I need to get my rating up. I need to get my star rating up. And we're like, we tell them this, go to your orders. You'll see this request review button. I would say more than half don't even realize that they have that option. Like they didn't even know that was there. So the fact that they took a call, we showed them how to make their listing better. We showed them why they need to get their ratings up, and we showed them how to get ratings. And that was a free call. That probably just helped increase their business tenfold just by doing that. So these are examples of things that we go over with you to kind of make sure your listings are doing really well. You got the ratings you need, and these are things that you just discover by taking a call that you may not even known about.
Mm-hmm. I did not know about this. I don't know if it's possible to talk about and work on Amazon more than we do daily. And I didn't know about this release by Amazon until you told me.
Yeah.
And it was probably a few days or weeks after they launched it. But yeah, that's the benefit of being in a community of Amazon sellers. Like Chris said, a part of being in that community is just reaching out. And we're more than happy to talk with you. We love doing it. We talk all day to sellers.
Yep.
So we'll definitely help you in any way that we possibly can. Do we have any others? Yes. Chris, I'll let you talk about this one because this is pretty cool.
This is a newer one. I know this has been around for a while, but I've never really downloaded the extension. So Dustin and I, we write emails a lot of daily. This can also work with your listings when you create listings, but this will give you, this will give you ideas on your grammar. So when you're writing something that doesn't sound right, or you need a suggestion, Grammarly will pop up. It'll scan the email that you're writing, and it'll give you a suggestion on what you need to change it to. And it's just super fast. And then after you get done with it, you're like, yeah, that does sound way better than what I was writing it. So I don't know. I can't believe it took me so long to get this. I was writing some emails this morning, and I was like, man, this thing is great. It just gives you correction after correction, which shows you how bad I type. But I like it. It's something I'm going to keep. Probably after this, I'll definitely keep it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to want to make sure that your grammar's right and your bullet points and in your description. Just having something up like this just to make sure that everything looks good before it's out there is great. And also, you're communicating with your buyers, through Amazon's email. Amazon. You want to make sure you're not making errors in those. So this is just great to have in. Like you said, it's just there. You start kind of relying on it after a while.
It's nice.
But it's just a good another tool to have in your toolkit.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good one. I should have had it a long time ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, we went over a bunch. So there's a lot of tools in here. We do have a little promo we are running for anyone who's interested in trying Sollozzo. There is a 50% off your first month. You just need to use this promo code when you are signing up. B Tools. And just put that in the coupon code area, and that'll give you 50% off your first month. You can always reach out to Dustin and I if you got any questions, if you're curious what more Sellozo can do. We're super easy to get a hold of. There's a chat on our website. Those go directly to us. So if you do have any more questions and just want to learn more about selling on Amazon or need help with a product or a listing, this is what we do. So you can always reach out to us. You got anything there to close?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really talk about Sollozzo at all on this, and we talked about it's all about the browser tools. But if you get on that call, we will take you through a demo of Sollozzo. We'll walk you through everything that it does, how it does it, how we automate and optimize ads on Amazon. For those of you that on here that are new sellers or haven't sold yet, Amazon uses what's called pay-per-click advertising. Can be very complicated in terms of finding keywords and making bids on them. And we'd love to talk about the strategies that we use and how you can implement Sollozzo into your business to take it to the next level. So like Chris said, we love those calls. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about, and we'll analyze your listings and the whole bit on those calls. So please reach out to us and take advantage. Get on a demo with us. Let us walk you through it and then take advantage of this coupon code to get a 14-day free trial as well, Chris. Then 50% off your first month.
Nice. That's a good deal.
Yep. So now, real quick, Chris, there's some questions.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any questions also that you'd like us to touch on, you could throw them in the chat here, the Zoom chat. But we got a couple, Chris. Let's go over these. When you're doing product research, how do you keep track of it all? Spreadsheet, app, any recommendations on tracking all the varying tool statistics?
I do. Google Sheets. Google Sheets is fantastic, or you can just use an Excel sheet. And what you do want to track it. This is what I do internally. What I do is I'll make a list of the product that I want to go after. I'll have a criteria if it hits the margin I'm going after, my cost that I'm going after, if it has the search volume I'm going after. And I'll just make a list of all those at the top. And as I find a product, if it meets that criteria that I'm going after, I just put a check box in it. Check, 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 check. And if it doesn't, if one of those is off, let's say it doesn't have enough search volume or I can't get the ROI that I want, then I skip it. I don't even everything's got to be green. If it's one red and I can't change the red, if I can't change the cost, if I can't change the search volume, I go on to the next one. Now, that type of situation I was talking about, that came with a lot of trial and error. In the very beginning, I was just picking up whatever I could get. Just anything that worked, I would go with. And I had a lot of failing products. Now I take it more cautiously. If I find a product I want to go after, I dive in a little bit more research. In the past, I was just, yep, that looks good, let's go, and I would probably lose my shirt on it. So I would make a spreadsheet. I would track things like search volume. I would make sure you get a good ROI back. I would make sure that there's enough keywords that you can go after in the depth. I would make sure the reviews aren't too high. And those are the type of things I would look for, especially when doing product research.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of those extensions can make this easier. I mean, you can download the results from those extensions, like when you're pulling that data, like on Helium 10 or Jungle Scout or any of the others, and quickly load those into your spreadsheet as well. If you're, instead of doing the check mark, if you want to see the actual numbers, you can load those in as well. So yeah, agreed. I do a very similar spreadsheet just like that when doing product research. So. All right, let's try this next. Have you ever tried a plugin for product info? Like put in an ASIN and it gives more info?
I would imagine that question is asking like reverse ASIN search for keywords. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know Helium 10 has that. Helium 10, you could take your competitor's ASIN and you can put it into their tool and you could scrape it and they'll give you back search terms or keywords or ideas on what that product is ranking on, and you can use that for your listing or your ad campaigns.
Yeah, that's probably the best tool for that is that one on Helium 10, that reverse ASIN tracker. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's cool. You put in, like you said, you put that ASIN and you can find out every search term or keyword that it's showing up for, where it's showing up for, where it's showing up either sponsored or organic. It's a really valuable tool. So yes, that does exist. And let's see, let's do one more question. How much time do you think these tools save you in a given day?
Oh gosh, multiple hours.
Yes. Well, sure. Actually, I would say we talked about the 999 deal that we would do. I mean, you're talking about that would take weeks to
Yeah.
compile the data, and the data that you get with just clicking one button one time. So yeah, it's incalculable how much time gets saved. To talk about Sollozzo in that regard, Sollozzo saves a ton of time in terms of automating the campaigns and the optimization of PPC campaigns. So tools are very, very helpful for that reason. You get good, accurate data, and it saves you a ton of time. So that, yep, looks like that's looks like we're about out of time.
Any other questions? Yeah, I'll take, if there's any other ones, we can pop them in. If you do have any other ones in later time, just feel free to reach out to us by either the chat on our website. That would probably be the quickest way to get a response. You can always book a demo with us or book a call with us, and we'll go over a lot more stuff. So
absolutely,
we're ready to help.
Yeah, hopefully this was good information for everybody on here, just to learn some of the tools that we use on a day-to-day basis as Amazon sellers, and look forward to hopefully speaking to some of you personally on these calls.